welcome back to Hardrockknife TV. We're back in the Hardrockknife method kitchen making a steak sandwich. Look at that sandwich right there. Let's get into this. So for my ingredients, I use vegetable oil, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, kosher salt, and black pepper. For my marinade, I also use some pepper stir fry, some green onions, some jalapenos, and some bell peppers. Those are just already chopped. I also use some butter and also minced garlic. So I just had some thin cut steak right here, and I made a marinade using those seasonings. I added some oil and some water and mixed that all together. Next, I'm just going to put the steak in there and let it marinate. I let it sit for about probably 2 hours. You can do it overnight if you want to, but I just did it 2 hours just so I can get it ready to cook. So I'm just adding those in. I'm going to stir that around and make sure every side is coated, and then I'm going to put that back in the fridge to marinate. You can use any kind of seasonings. I went for kind of a teriyaki style. It was like a little bit spicy. I was thinking of a banh mi when I thought of this, so yeah. Next, I'm just going to have my loaf of bread. I'm going to cut that in half. It's just a regular loaf from Walmart, you know, regular French bread. And I'm just going to use my serrated knife and cut that in half. I'm making sure not to cut all the way through because it'll be easier to close the sandwich if it's still connected a little bit. After it's cut in half, I'm going to spread on some veganese. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's vegan mayonnaise. I am not a fan of eggy mayonnaise flavor, but this makes it kind of like a garlic bread when I'm going to add the garlic. So here you see me put it on the tray and using my minced garlic, my secret weapon, my other favorite ingredient. I'm just going to spread that on both sides. Next, I'm going to put that in the oven under my broiler just so it can get golden brown and crispy and toasted. Now I'm pulling that out and I'm going to let that cool down. Next, I'm going to melt some butter in my pan and get ready to brown my steak. Just making sure I get the whole pan coated. And I also started my peppers and onions on the side. So just putting the thin steak in there one by one, making sure not to overcrowd the pan, but I want to get as much as I can in here because they cook really fast. They're so thin, this probably takes, 5 minutes on each side. And you can cook it to the doneness you like. Me and my husband, we like ours pretty done. And because it's so thin, it's hard to get it to the right texture, so about 5 minutes on each side. There we go. Now my peppers and onions are going. I'm just going to make sure those get all browned and caramelized and cooked through. I'm going to add in some seasonings, added some onion powder and some garlic powder, and also some salt and pepper. I'm just going to coat those and make sure those cooked. I'm just stirring those around, making sure those are cooking evenly and nothing sticking or, burning on the pan. Those are very quick also. Now, time to flip my meat. Just flipping the other side, making sure that gets done. And like I said, these are so thin, they cook really fast. Now I am going to make my spread. I'm using some more veganese, and I'm going to make like a Sriracha spicy mayo. So yeah, I'm just adding some veganese into the jar. just enough to coat this sandwich. And I'm going to add in some green onions. You can chop those small, but they were already chopped, and I don't mind having the texture of, you know, a chunky dressing. After that, I'm going to add in my sriracha. You do not have to do this, but I really love spicy, so I'm just going to add in a good amount of that. It's probably maybe like 1/4 of a cup. And I'm just going to stir that around and make sure everything is all mixed through. We are almost time to build this sandwich. Now, there goes my bread, all nice and toasted and caramelized. I'm going to spread on both sides the sriracha mayo. And you can put as much as little as you like. I'm not a fan of goopy sandwiches, but to each his own. Instead of sriracha, you can also add in some seasoning to the mayo. Make maybe like a chipotle seasoning mayo, or you can also add avocado, make an avocado mayo. You can also add some lime juice and maybe some cilantro. After that, I'm going to add in my lettuce. I washed that and patted it dry. This is just some green leaf lettuce. You can use iceberg lettuce if you want, but iceberg lettuce doesn't have a lot of nutritional value. It's literally just water. So I try to add in something with, you know, a little bit more nutrition and a little bit more flavor. Now I'm just slicing my meat into thin strips. Probably like bite-sized strips, and then I'm going to spread that onto the bottom of the sandwich. You want to make sure that you get each part with a bite of meat, an even bite of meat, especially if you're sharing this sandwich, because one side could have all the meat and the other side doesn't have enough. Building sandwiches is so relaxing. I'm just going to say that. So if you try this, let me know. Next, I add in some pickle, just some thin strips, that is regular kosher pickles. And I'm going to sprinkle the onions and peppers on top of the meat. And the finishing touch, I will add in some jalapenos, only on half though, because my husband is not a fan of super spicy, and I am. And I had to get a hand flipping this sandwich because I do not have that skill. There we go, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you try this at home. Peace, y'all.
First off, I should preface this. God told me to tell you this, so listen to my sentiment. I'm about to give a testament about all your elegance. You just set a precedent. Your excellence is evident, impressive with your eloquence. Girl, that's what you haven't said. Every time I see you, there's a deficit of arrogance, and it's to your benefit. You exude magnificence. Yeah, you got some flaws, but it's never to your detriment. The ideal of intelligence of the chicks is irrelevant. I know that you bad, but you not booty like the rest of them. I've been feeling kinda sick, your presence is my medicine. Baby, you were mentioned, and I'm trying to be your resident. Without you, I am reckless. With you, I am hesitant to make stupid decisions. That's why my love is so prevalent. I wrote this verse just for the hell of it. They call us twin flames, so baby, you know that our love is lit.